So when you put new data in, you have to do the zoom. That thing is telling the calculator, find my new data points. So every time you put new data in, you got to do that, or else it's just going to show you the same place it showed you before.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Yes.
So, what's like the benchmark for like what is a strong versus
So I think I told you guys last time, maybe if I didn't, I'll tell you now. On the test, I'll actually tell you the R value that shows enough evidence for there being correlation. The R value is actually technically more like a Z star in a sense, but I don't want to make it too much like hypothesis test because then you guys will just. You with me? So there is a table that I'm going to pick the right number off of for the sample size. I'm just going to tell you R must be bigger than 0.42 or something
so
to show evidence of correlation. So if it's 0.41, there's no correlation.
okay, but like how would you like know when to say weak
All right.
or strong?
On these, I'm giving you some we'll talk about, but on a test, I would make it really obvious.
Oh,
So if R had to be bigger than 0.4 and you get 0.41, that is weak ass positive correlation, right? Or if you get 0.97, that is strong, you know. So you don't have to worry about like it being a wine taster going, it's got hints of strength. You know? It's sort of decently no. So that would suck, yeah. Charlie. Yes. A is it. R is
I put strong because I think it's strong. I don't know though. It might not be good.
I think it all has to be
So, and it's positive, right? So strong, it's a strong correlation.
I would say that it's this. I would trust that.
Well, two things. R is positive, so it's positive. And R is positive because it is going up.
I'm gonna wait to write that down. It's just like everything. This one's my last one. But I have an oral.
It's good.
I got an email yesterday from my teacher from Monroe. She's like, can you just read this court case?
I know, I'm like, I have music and yoga tomorrow. I think that they canceled the classes.
That's what we're just talking about. I'd have to tell you on what R has to be to show evidence of correlation.
Whatever, I don't want to hear
So
that.
if R had to be greater than 0.4, you get 0.41. Obviously weak. You get 0.93, it's obviously strong. I'm not going to give you on a test something in the middle. You have to figure out what adjective. Yes, it's going to be really obvious. All right, how do I get calculate the line of best fit in the R value? No zoom.
Oh,
No
stat.
stat.
Sorry.
Calc.
4.
4. I love that. Stat. Calculate. So is this what you guys got?
Yeah.
Well, that's a good thing. So I got R value of 0.738. Is that pretty good or not good?
That's good.
That's pretty good. It's not bad. All right, if you get anything on the test, some of you guys will be happy. I don't know.
It would be okay if I put like 0.737.
Oh, so you can put these.
No, it wouldn't. Of course not, because that would be lying. Rounding incorrectly is lying. 0.73, is that closer to 70 or 80? 80,
Okay.
because the next number is a 6.
What if you did 0.74?
That's fine.
It's okay if we always just round to 4.
Oh, yes. Yeah, that thing I said on like the second day of class, or whatever it was, holds true for these values too. Like everything 4 except z-scores, and you're golden, right? What kind of correlation is it? Is it positive or negative? It's obviously positive. How do I know that? Because it's freaking positive. Right? It's not negative. There you go. What's the equation line of best fit? 66x. 71 if you want to do it there. 71, see that? Or you could do 70.97. It's nowhere near 70. I know, 70.1, but you see how it's supposed to be 71?
Oh yeah.
Otherwise you're saying 9 is almost 1, which is a problem. I'm sorry, I'm being really blunt today. I don't seem to care.
You know your breaks coming up.
We all need that break. All right. And it's going to be yummy as hell. Yeah. Oh. Now this is one, I don't think we've really talked too much about this. What's your gut tell you? Would you trust this line?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Why?
Because it's close to 1.
Huh?
It's close to 1.
Good. R is close to 1. R is really good. This one was like negative 0.34 or something. I can't remember. Right? That one we did last time? Would you trust that line?
No.
Hell no.
Wait, so what's the case that you mentioned? Is it like?
If it's the closer to 0 it is, the less you would trust it. The closer to 1 or negative 1 is, the more you would trust it. And think about what that is. Trust it to do what? To make predictions for points that aren't in your data. Right? So for example, we'll do an example, yes.
Oh, I was gonna say, is it okay to also look at your graph and make your guess?
Sure. So how do I get that graph up here? I need to put something in for y equals. You put my data in there, 0.66x plus 70.977. Shit. 70.97. And if I hit graph, y, yeah, zoom, 9. And then that looks beautiful. Yay!
Because I figured if it correlates with your R value, it's okay to say.
Oh yeah. So you can see visually why the R is decent. You would trust this line to make a prediction. So what do I mean by make a prediction? What if I had a student that wanted to study for 23 hours? Not in a single day. Correct. Understood?
What do you mean by decent? What does it mean by decent?
Like if you said I'm decently good at basketball, that means that you could play some basketball, but you're not going to get selected for a pro team anywhere near, right? I'm decently good at math means you're going to pass math courses, but you're not going to ace them. Decent, just that's good. So what would make this like? When would I take this word away if it was 0.9? That's just straight up strong. And this is what I mean. I would try not to give you something where the R value is this, because then you have to worry about what adjective to use, and that's not what I want you to focus on. And to be honest, the kind of problems I used in the past for this on the test would be, sometimes I'll do like the NFL, the amount of points scored by an offense versus the number of games that the teams have won to see how much that affects it, or defense. Some years it's good for offense, some years it's good for defense. Or I do, one time I got in some trouble and I don't give a shit. The percentage of people in a state that have a bachelor's degree versus the percentage that voted for Donald Trump, and I saw there was a negative correlation, so I'll let you guys, it's not me, it's the data.
It's not me.
But it's also me. Fuck, I'll let you guys
Do not post this.
We are living
Do
through
not
some
post
history,
it.
so hopefully you guys are watching, because 20 years down the road, you're like, I was there. I don't know what the hell happened. That's stupid. See? So if x is 23, how do I predict? What does that mean, by the way? Physically for this problem, what does x equal 23 mean?
The hour study.
The hour study. And I want to know what grade would I predict that student would make. How do I use what we've gotten to do that?
So you put x to the...
Yeah, we got an equation. So I could put 23 in. 23 in me. 23. Or what? Jim Carrey be freaking out. Let me get the reference.
Wait, why 23?
I just picked it. So I'm just giving you an example of a question I would ask you. If you trust the line to make a prediction, I'm going to say, okay, predict what a student who studies for 23 hours, what grade would they make? So now we can figure it out. I've got an equation to predict that. So what do you guys get? 0.66 times 23 plus 70.97. I get 86.15, roughly, still about 86. All right, that's not bad, right? All right, so here's the part that's bad. No. Here is what you guys are going to do. Let me give these out. You can look at it, but don't do anything yet because I want to show you up here an example of what I'm asking you to do. There is a person. Oh, shit. Oh, she's dead, I think. It's bad. First person I've lost.
She doesn't have to see don't go.
They gave me an extra one in case the person behind you, if she wakes up, she can do it.
You're on a sick.
What?